we have a one-on-one interview with a type of politician that's becoming increasingly rare today, a pro-life Democrat. Representative Dan Lipinski, a Catholic Congressman of Illinois, is one of only 3 pro-life Democrats in the House of Representatives. Lipinski narrowly won his Illinois primary earlier this year after abortion advocates lobbied intensely against him. In part 1 of my sit-down interview with Representative Lipinski, we discuss how it's becoming increasingly difficult to be pro-life within the Democratic Party and pressures that he's faced. Representative Dan Lipinski, thank you for your time.
It's good to be with you.
It's so good to be with you. Congressman, in 2016, Democrats, for the first time, explicitly called for the public funding of abortions in their party platform. The Democratic Party is becoming more and more extreme when it comes to abortion. Do you recognize your party anymore?
Well, it's very unfortunate that the party has moved so far to left on this issue. It's very concerning to me. You know, there was a time where we'll go back to the 1970s where the parties were both pretty evenly split on the issue of abortion. And I think it's bad for the party and bad for the pro-life movement for the Democratic Party to really be in a position right now where they seem to be pushing out anyone who's pro-life from the party, even though about 25 to 30% of Democratic voters in the country say that they are pro-life.
And yet you wouldn't see that reflected in the platform today. And today you are one of 3 pro-life Democrats in the House of Representatives. Is it safe for pro-life Democrats to run in politics anymore?
It's very tough. I have to say it's very tough because the way primaries work, right now the pro-choice side, pro-abortion side, has a lot of power in the primaries, a lot of money. They put a lot of money in against me in my primary to try to defeat me. You don't have that same sort of effort on the pro-life side, especially when it comes to Democratic primaries, and that's something that I think needs to change. I think that's something that the pro-life movement needs to change. We need to have pro-life representatives in both parties. That's good for the pro-life movement. That's why the other side is trying to knock me out. They know what my voice in the Democratic Party means. It's important that we don't give up the Democratic Party. And that's a message that I want everyone who is pro-life to hear, that don't give up on the Democratic Party. If we cede the Democratic Party, it's not good for the pro-life movement.
Looking at your record, Congressman, you have an almost 100% voting record with labor, almost a 100% lifetime with the education lobby, 100% rating with the environmental lobby, 7% lifetime voting record with the NRA. Yet the president of NARAL, Elise Hogue, said you don't have true democratic values. In fact, NARAL lobbied hard against you in your primary race. I want to get your response to that. What do you say to abortion lobbyists who say you're not democratic enough?
Well, it's clear they only have one issue that they really care about, and that cannot define the Democratic Party. We cannot allow it to define what it means to be a Democrat. Again, I think it's bad for the party. I'm going to continue to stand strong. I will always be pro-life, no matter what. And I'm proud to stand in there, proud to be a Democrat, but it's most important thing is that I'm pro-life.
Congressman, have you personally ever been pressured, either by party officials or other members of Congress, to change your stance on abortion?
I think pretty early on that people realized that I wasn't changing, and so no one's ever tried to get me directly to change my position. I understand how others feel about me taking this position, and certainly there have been people, not in Congress, not party leaders. There have been others who have, tried to change me on this issue, but here they understand they're not going to change me.
Democrats have not held control of the House of Representatives in nearly a decade. Do you think it would benefit the party to embrace pro-life values?
No question about it. there's a really good graph that shows over the last 50 years the number of Democrats in the House and the number of pro-choice Democrats and the number of pro-life Democrats. Pro-choice Democrats has held fairly constant across those 5 decades. Number of pro-life Democrats has gone down significantly. The only time it has, when it's been higher, we've been in the majority, and when it's been lower, we've been in the minority. That has been the difference over the last 5 decades. And I think that's very instructive for the party and party leaders to look at that.